Hey Maxing, how are you? What's up? And cool all people. Thanks for joining me. It's kind of a free for all that I've been doing lately, so we're just not talking about religion or politics. Other than that, kind of open forum. Leo, thanks for joining. Big Ep. I assume you're referring to Epstein. Definitely not me. Welcome everybody, it's just stopping by. Rhinoplasty? Why? Do a backflip? I know a guy that does that every time he gets subs when he goes on Twitch. I think it's for every subscriber he gets, and hello Elijah. But yeah, there'll be no backflips for me. Yeah, Elijah, I'm good. I was just checking my internet speed real quick. I didn't know what quite was going on. Nice hair. Thank you, Bruce. You know what? If it tasted good, Sly, I would drink it. So why the coleslaw hate? Hello, Venom. Hey, there's Soul. Nice to see you back. I got on a little bit earlier tonight. Well, it's okay, Elijah. I've had people working on it for the last 2 weeks and it's still not what it's supposed to be doing, so I don't know what they're going to do. It's really frustrating. Hello to Argentina. Very cool. Yeah, I like KFC's coleslaw too. I like coleslaw, so I was just wondering why somebody didn't like it, but Soul, what's happening today? It is annoying, Elijah, very much so. And I've had people coming here and looking at it, and they say, well, we only guarantee it to the box or whatever. I'm like, well, okay, it's all your equipment. So I don't know. Theo Vaughn. Oh yeah, okay. Oh shoot, where's my pen? Gee. Got it, Soul. I wrote it down. I'll check it out. To talk science with? I Don't know about that. Maybe. Who knows? Peter Scully. Oh. Yeah, I can imagine, Soul. That's a tough one. And ALS is a tough... that's a tough one to deal with. ALS is hard. I had a friend that had that as well, and it was awful to watch. Well, Elijah, I agree with you a little bit on coleslaw. If it's not, so if it's made with vinegar, then I'm not usually a huge fan. I mean, I like it. I'll still like it, but I like it. I prefer it with some kind of dressing rather than a vinegar coleslaw. That's my personal taste. Yeah, so that's going to be tough to get your head around. I don't really have any mentors, really. I don't know, probably just my dad, I guess. I like the creamy slaw as well, Elijah. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like the vinegar, I just tend to like the creamy slaws better, but that's just me. So yeah, so how did he influence me? I don't, that's too numerous to count. Everything, all those little life lessons, and I don't even know how to describe that, actually. There was, he always had answers for questions, and lots of good advice. Thunder Metal, you're back. Oh, Elijah, that yeah, I couldn't do that. I went and looked at some of your videos today, Thunder. There's some cool stuff there. No, it's not personal, Soul. I just don't really know how to answer that, because you kind of... I was very fortunate that I had a traditional, what we used to call traditional dad, and he imparted all of his wisdom along the way. I mean, from simple things of, teaching you how to throw a baseball to just everything about your life you learned, or I learned, not everything, but you know what I mean. Hello.
Hello. I do a lot. I've returned. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah, I see that. Enderman, yes. Thank you, Thunder. Yeah, I'll get over and subscribe to your channel too. I was watching it, and then he did not teach me how to roll blunt. Not on my to-do list either. Lots of hearts or smileys. It's not anything for me. Back to the Future, I get that a lot. I'm sure the stress of worrying about drinking the Dr. Pepper will kill me before the Dr. Pepper. Family that's here with me, and my dogs who just took off. Yeah, not anyway. Yeah, so I didn't mean to cut you off there. It's just kind of, that was the whole thing. And where's Thunder Metal? He's back. I like that. go? There it is. What's my profession? I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah, I think that, you know what, that soul, that's probably the biggest lesson anybody can teach you, or one of the biggest lessons they can teach you. And it's not necessarily easy to be able to do that for many. Hang on, I gotta shut my door here. Yeah, you can tell people to believe in themselves, but it's teaching them how to actually implement that. And anything they tell you, how to implement whatever their mentors tell you. Be more specific. About what, Bob? I did not know that I was a radiologist, but okay. You know, some of the best mentors and or teachers, for that matter, were, I remember the teachers that I had, the ones that I remember the most, that seemed to affect your life the most, were the ones who were the most strict in class. Not necessarily like what you're saying, like a drill sergeant, but certainly the most strict. And it worked. I haven't seen Funk Django, and welcome back. I think he stopped by yesterday and made one little post, and I said hello, and then he just disappeared. And I don't know where the idea of Caleb is either. But I know what you mean, Soul. Like I said, I remember the teachers I remember the most were the most hard on the kids. And I don't mean that in a bad way, just they expected a lot. Yep. Now I know what you mean, Soul. The old timers were, well, that's not old time to me, but the people from 60s, 70s, 80s, and into the 90s were different than they are today. Not better, not worse, just different. Yep. April 65, yeah. So Mark, you would understand different ways of mentoring and teaching today than it was when you grew up, when I grew up too. You know, Soul, even with his ALS, he's going to be teaching you lessons. So the mentoring actually won't stop. Even though you're not going to be together necessarily at work, it'll continue. So I don't necessarily disagree with you. I know we used to have a class called Home Ec, and it taught you about how to run a household. It wasn't just, and how to cook and how to do all kinds of stuff. And I don't even know if that class exists anymore. We also took a class called Consumers Math, which taught you everything you needed to know about how to budget, how to calculate interest, how to do your income taxes, the whole thing. And I felt it was really, I thought those things were important. I don't even like the fact that we don't even teach cursive writing anymore. Not because it's necessary to sign anything, it's all digital, but it's the focus that it takes to learn how to do that properly, fine motor skills, all that kind of stuff. Back to school. Oh, I get that, Mark. Yeah. Wait, what happened to Django? He just came and left again. Yeah, no, I know he's going to be retired, but I know he's going to be with his family. But, you know, if you could, like I say, if you could have some contact with him, the lessons you'll learn will be, they'll be very valuable for you. Yeah, you know what, Thunder, that's it, but it's a lost art. The younger generation is not learning it. And again, it's not even because we need it. It's just the fine motor skills and the concentration that it teaches. Kids reason. You know, it's the problem is I don't know what's happened to it. I mean, this has happened to everyone. These stupid devices, and it takes away a lot of our ability to think. Goes across. Well, you're not the only one, Soul, but I think it's still a valuable thing to teach. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. It's just for some Thunder, but yeah. Yeah, I agree with you too, Soul. Mark, I don't think most of the kids today even know what the fifth is. A coffee cake recipe? I don't have one. It would taste good right now. It would go great with my Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I agree, Soul. Very true. It's not a food and nature stream, but thanks for looking at the Cosmic Crisp video. I had never had one before, and that was a really delicious apple. In fact, I've got some more apples I'm going to try out that I have not had before, because for a long time I've been eating Fuji's, and I really love those, but I'm going to try out, I can't remember what I got. There's like a Pink Lady, Honey Crisp. I don't even remember that. I have 4 or 5 different apples I'm going to try and see what happens. Yes, Mark, you're correct. Yeah, sorry, Dibs. It isn't I should make it a food and nature stream, because most of my previous streams, in fact, I need to continue to do that, were not necessarily food streams, but the nature streams. I've done hundreds of those, and I actually like doing them. I haven't had Evercrisp, but I want to try that. Wait, did you write to me earlier? Anyway, yeah, I haven't had an Evercrisp. There's another one called that I've seen a lot of people talk about. It's called a Sugar Bee that I'd like to try. Yeah, minimum payment is that's not made to help the consumer at all. Oh, that's good, Mark. I don't drink a lot of pop. Oh, you said soda. I call it pop, but yeah, yeah, okay. Thanks, Dibs. I appreciate that. Yeah, I thought, I went, wait, didn't you respond to me? I was so tied up in trying to read this stuff. Well, I'm trying to hone in on what to talk about, Dibs, because I kind of like the free-for-all, but I would like to get on topic one night and just have one topic and stay with that. Hopefully I can make that happen. But I'm going to do a nature stream where I'm actually involved in it instead of just letting it run. So I think that might be fun. That's exactly right, Soul. I know I was talking with somebody recently about that, and they were saying how, easy certain people have it. And I was like, listen, I remember when I was little and McDonald's kind of first was becoming a nationwide thing. If you went once, maybe twice a year, you thought it was great. And you got to have a milkshake and a hamburger, and you thought, oh my God, this is great. But we didn't eat out. You didn't, all the stuff that's happening here, we just didn't do. Yeah, I don't drink coffee. I drink tons of milk, but Mark, but yeah. I know lots of people that spend lots of time at Starbucks, though. Am I in Minnesota? I am not. It's actually Puget Sound in the state of Washington. Minnesota is beautiful, though. I have driven through there. Never spent any time there, but have driven through. It's a beautiful country area. When I say country, meaning anyway. Yeah, exactly, Mark. I mean, I don't. Yeah, we used to do all kinds of stuff. I remember this time of year I was always picking blackberries so that my mom could make jelly. We had homemade jelly that lasted a year. Well, yeah. Starbucks will. I just can't get my head around the price that they get for coffees, but I'm lucky I don't drink it. Dibs, you should definitely see both. They're both beautiful areas. The Ozarks, never been, and I don't really know if I know anything about the Ozarks. Yeah, fair enough, Mark. I get that. Oh, Carl, I've been through this many times with people. I'm storing a bunch of crap for somebody else in my office, so I can't really clean it up. I have nowhere else to place it, so it's got to stay this way for a while. $8 coffee. Oh yeah, it doesn't cost them. I think with a cup and everything, they're into it less than 50 cents still. That's okay, so you're allowed to have your opinion. I just don't. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I wouldn't go there. Oh, I've never been to Graceland. That would be fun. How many trolls do I get? I don't know. That's hard to say, Thunder. There's usually quite a few that breeze through. Some of them I respond to, most of them I don't. Yes, Funk, they are complaining about my office again. Like Steve Bannon. Oh, that's new. I've never heard that one before. I don't care what anybody thinks of him. I just don't think that I look like him, but that's fine. Is that not a saying that you're familiar with, Thunder? Breezing through or breeze through? From 1984. It's probably a collector's item. Yes, Funk. I agree. Yeah, that's a phrase that I grew up with, Thunder. So it was pretty common to me. But I don't think that if I said it around young people here in my area, I don't know if they'd know what it means. Dibs, not exactly. Oh, yeah, you know what? I need to do it myself, actually, Soul. I need to just take care of it. I'm still learning how to do all this. So I got to get better at it. Yeah, and Thunder, I try to avoid politics and things like that. I mean, I don't, just because it creates, people start butting heads, and then it turned into something I don't want. Because there's plenty of places, if you want politics, there's thousands of chats that people can go to. But I need to sort this out and get it better dialed in to what we're going to talk about, and kind of just get rid of some of these trolls, I guess. And some of these people, I don't know if it's the same person. Yeah, Mark, it's not like in my personal life that I don't have opinions about the politics, religion the same. I'm not trying to, yeah, I'm here to have a good time and talk about whatever, whether it's, I mean, sometimes we get into some good conversations about music. Yeah, so I don't disagree with you. I just think in this forum, it's hard to be able to do that because somebody is always going to get lit up about something, and they're going to, I just, don't know how it's going to go. But in person, I don't care if I'm completely opposed to somebody. If they're willing to listen and I can listen to them and have a conversation about something, you can always learn something. But here, it's just not good. Well, Mark, that's how we were raised. As you, am I lit up tonight? No, I'm not. Yeah, Mark, that's more of an old style where you didn't really discuss politics. And now in the last 25 years or so, it's become nonstop everywhere. And it's not my thing. I'd rather sit here and talk about music or anything else. No, that's fine, Thunder. I mean, for me, I'm just looking at it, and it's not, I don't want to do it here. Carl, when I started these lives, I was just hoping somebody would show up and chat, and now I got to hone it in and be specific about what I want to talk about. So I got to figure what that is, whether it's my live streams or food. I mean, for some reason I've kind of fallen into this. I've been doing a lot of food stuff lately and cooking, and some of my videos about how about existence. Yeah. I mean, I guess we're so programmed to talk about, programmed to talk about politics. It's become difficult to not have conversations that include politics. I played tons of board games when I was a kid. Existence? How so, Thunder? I agree with you, Mark. Then the communication skills have gotten worse by a wide margin than they ever were. Yeah, I haven't played in a long time, so I'd like to play again. I'm sure I wouldn't do very well at it, but it'd be fun to do it again. When did I realize? I have no idea, Thunder. Chess will definitely make you focus, for sure. No question about that. Not really, Thunder, I don't. I just accept the fact that it's going to happen. I don't know when, but, and I can't stop it from coming, so I don't think about it much, if at all. That's just me. Oh yeah, solar panels on the roofs are everywhere. I got a lot of neighbors that have them. Well, Funk, I'm sure you'd be better than me at this point. Can't remember the last time I played chess. Probably 20 years ago. Yeah, I don't disagree with you, Soul. I kind of just figure it's going to happen. And that's just, I don't think about it. Since you're 7, oh, cool. Yeah, maybe Funk. I mean, that's not a bad idea. I need to do it somehow to change what I'm doing here because the free for all doesn't quite work. But again, I didn't quite know what I was doing when I started. I only started this, what, 3 weeks ago, I think. I had done lives before, but not like this, where I'm sitting here and talking. All my lives were of, like I said, senior, my dogs. I'd follow my dogs around. Yeah, I mean, maybe one day I couldn't do a chess all the time, but maybe I find a way to incorporate it into a chat. That might be fun. Hello, Miranda. Thanks for coming. Kind of dog? So they're actually litter mates, and they're part lab. I mean, they look like a lab when you see them, but they're part lab, part Australian Shepherd, and part German Shorthair Pointer. Yeah, you're right, Soul. I should, and I've got to do it. And that's going to be my goal over the next little time, as we move forward, and just say, here's what we're going to do. If you don't want to talk about that, then let's just move on. With guardrails. I, I figured you meant that, Soul, but that's okay. I'm glad you clarified that. I don't know what to believe, Funk. All I know is I still call it ping pong, but I was really good at it as well. Cuban. Sorry, rated. See, I love it when Soul has a little, she's got a little spice to her, a little joke. Oh, you're born in Cuba. I am not a scientist. Django, thought maybe you were gone. Funk, is that true? Or are you just shining us on? What did I have for dinner? I don't even remember. What did I have? Ham sandwich, I think. Yeah, you know what though? Lab or pit bull, everybody I know that has pit bull, they're like giant stuffed animals, just want to lay on top of you all the time. Yeah, I just couldn't think of anything. I've got leftovers, but I made a nice meal, which is essentially like a spaghetti a couple days ago, so I've got tons of leftovers. I made, I don't know, a ton of it. Roger Waters. I've been getting that a lot. Um, no. Okay. Oh, that's sad. Grilled ham and cheese would be good. Yeah, why don't we just talk about food? I can talk about food. I love food. Hey, Mexico. Yeah, a good grilled cheese sandwich. Uh, in my family, the thing to do with you'd have a grilled cheese and a bowl of tomato soup. That was popular. Yeah, so I think you're right, and that's what I've got to start. I got to start reining that in, and I will figure out how to quickly do that. I got to read up on that. So vegetarian. Thank you, Funk, for all the hearts. Guava pastries. Yeah, well, Django, I don't really know. I don't really know how to solve that when people, and I let people talk about everything. So, like I said, I'm going to start reining it in, figuring it out a little bit, and keep on topic. I know some vegetarians that are absolutely not pacifists, which is an odd thing, but yes, Mexico, I saw that. Sorry. Well, yeah, we're kind of still edging on politics, but yeah, we kind of need to. I try to stay away from it. I do need moderators. I have to find one. I'll have to figure out who to do it, Mexico. I don't know. Maybe it'll just be me. Oh, zucchini bread sounds good. I love a good zucchini bread. I like bread. Warm bread is always delicious. We'll figure that out, Funk, as we move forward. But yeah, some good zucchini bread would be really good. Yeah, fair enough, Miranda. I just call it whatever you want. I like it. Or a nice banana bread would be good. Nice and warm. Put a little butter on that. That would be delicious right now. I don't garden anymore. I used to do it a lot, and I kind of let it go away. I was big on growing tomatoes, and I love potatoes, so I always had that. Yeah, so you don't want to be in charge of this crew. Stuffed potatoes, yeah, I like potatoes. In fact, I when I make my potatoes, I like to boil them, and to the point where they're not soft, so they're mushy, but then I put a ton of butter and a little seasoning salt in them, and to me that's really good. But I like potatoes in a lot of different ways. John sent some jewels. Django, thank you very much. No. Yeah, I was definitely in the parliament. You'd be surprised, Miranda. I know some people that aren't huge on potatoes. I'm a big fan of the russets. That's my favorite potato. You're a very smart person, Soul. I get that a lot. Back to the Future. Yeah, Idaho yellows are good too. Sometimes I like the little red potatoes. Um, and what I'll do is I'll find them nice and small, maybe the size of a golf ball or less, and I'll cut them in half. And Russell's russets, that's a good one. I'll cut them in half, put a little olive oil in a baking sheet, and then sprinkle them with salt and bake them for a little bit. That's delicious. Is there a potato I don't like? Not really. But if I had to choose, I'm always going to choose a russet first. I like the red potatoes. Sweet potatoes, they're okay. I grew up with those. My family loved them. And believe it or not, with my sweet tooth, and they're not my favorite potato, but Yes, Funk, I agree with you. Soul is a good addition to this page. Potato bugs are creepy. I don't know. I used to play them when I was a kid, so I don't know. They don't seem creepy to me, but I get it. I understand why people wouldn't like them. Oh, okay, Mexico, have at it. The big stripe. Wait, I've never. Big striped potato bugs? The ones we have are kind of a blackish, grayish color. Never seen one with stripes. It's not a wig. Look. You know, I get it. Some people just don't like bugs. They never really bothered me. I didn't know that, Soul. Jerusalem beetle. Huh. I'd have to look that one up, Miranda. I'm not familiar with that. Why can't poor people eat cake? Oh my God. Wasn't it Soul didn't wasn't that also a quote from Marie Antoinette, let them eat cake? Am I not remembering that correctly? I was not in Vietnam. It was before my time. Let them eat zucchini bread. Yeah, that'd be good. That or, like I said, that or a good banana bread would be really good right now. Even just some warm bread to put butter on. I'd be happy with the Poppin' Fresh biscuits that come in a can with butter. That'd be delicious. Yeah, sure. Okay, right. Yeah, no, sorry, Django. It's not in my stuff today. I could never give up. Hello. Yeah, I agree with you, Miranda. I love bread. And I know some of the breads are ultra processed and all that stuff, but um, I still like it. Russell Westbrook just retired. I didn't say I was grumpy, Jungo. I'm just perpetually tired. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know who said. I wasn't questioning you, Soul. I just, for some reason, I had associated it with Marie Antoinette. I don't know why. Yeah, I love Dr. Pepper. But again, I don't drink pop a lot, or soda, as a lot of people call it. Is it? Sorry, I didn't know it was a presidential. Oh, sorry. It was a gift from someone that, so I just wear it. It's just a T-shirt. Okay, so yeah, that's why I don't. Yeah, I don't know. But I didn't know the part about the Russians. Yeah, I wasn't suggesting that I was right. I had associated that with her. I am a root beer guy, and I think A&W is the best. I'll tell you a story about A&W root beer. There was a place near my house, well, like an hour away, but when we traveled a couple times a year, we would stop by the A&W back when they still had the drive-in and you hung the food on your window on a tray. A lot of you probably don't remember that, but anyway, they sold A&W root beer by the gallon. And that's back in the day when there was no high fructose corn syrup. It was just sugar. And the flavor was different. And it was a creamier texture to the root beer. But it still has the same flavor, sort of the same flavor today. But anyway. We don't teach a lot of other histories, unfortunately. No, Django, I'm still a root beer person. I like to have Dr. Pepper. If I was really going for my favorite, there'd be, not my favorite, but something I don't get much anymore is sparkling grape soda. Yeah, they came all ice. So you're right. So when you picked up the mug, it was so cold that there was actually ice on the outside of the glass. Cherry Coke is good. I love cherry Coke. I like pop. I mean, I like a lot of different flavors. I just don't tend to drink it a lot. Yeah, the root beers are going to get me all lit up. Nah, I love Coke. Coca-Cola is good too. The original Coke is not like it is today, but it is better in a glass bottle. That's correct. And they say they use cane sugar, but it's still not the same as what it was when we were growing up. 20-ounce Diet Coke and water till. Oh. Okay, Soul. I like that you have a routine. That's cool. I don't drink. Truth-rottingly sweet. Yeah, you do have to brush when you put a lot of sugar in your mouth, that's for sure. Coca-Cola is good though. That's a good choice. You want more stories, Django? I'll give you a story. When we were kids, I don't know if you remember this, but no, a lot of people are not good with sugar. So my story is we used to watch a guy named Evel Knievel who jumped on his motorcycle over cars and what have you, and every little kid wanted to be just like Evel Knievel, and we used to set up with stumps and plywood and boards and stuff and try to jump over cars on our bicycles, which were not really made to do that, but luckily we survived. We tried to jump over cars on bicycles. And if you've never tried that, don't. Never had moonshine in my life. And nor I know people have had it. I think you might as well drink gasoline. I don't understand it. Just the smell of it seems awful to me, but that's just me. High test. You know what? I've never had coconut water. Have to try it. So that's pretty common theme from everybody I've known that ever has tried moonshine. It's like one and done. Wow. Well, I know it wasn't the Harry Nilsson song, but he was the one who kind of made it famous. You put the lime in the coconut and drink them both together. Put the lime in the coconut, then you feel better. Albert Epstein. Yes, I do. The lime in the coconut will make you feel better, right, Funk? So you're not alone in that. Most of the people that I know, my age group in college, it's changed somewhat now, but in my age group, most were trying pretty much everything that got thrown in front of them. But from what I understand from young people that I know, it still occurs, but it's not as rampant like it was. I didn't know it was written by Harry Nilsson. I knew he did it. I thought it was somebody else had written it. Root beer's been around for a long time. I don't know what, I thought it was maybe before 1900. Maybe I'm wrong. X-Files, that's a new one. Conflating facts. No, I just couldn't remember who had written it. Was by Harry Nielsen. I'll be damned. I did not know that. Well, George Washington, fantastic. Yeah, I don't like the vape stuff soul at all. Yeah, I'm working on it, Django Funk. I'm working on what we're doing with that. I got to get that sorted out. David Duchovny. A certain amount of watch hours. Yeah, they did just change that, you know. For people who you have to have still have to have 1,000 subs, but they moved up the watch hours from 4,000 to 8,000. That's going to start coming in February. So for people who aren't already monetized, they'll have to get 8,000 hours. Yeah, I am monetized. You are what you seek. I love how Django laughs at all of his own jokes. That's funny. Even if the jokes aren't funny, it's funny that he laughs at his own jokes. Funky Stone. Sorry, Meek, as opposed to, sorry. Oh, I get it. Never mind. I'm working on the mods, Mexico, don't worry. Yeah, that's something that my age group does not say for the W. What's the conversation about me? I don't know. We always seem to get off track, but yesterday I started out trying to talk about the lottery, and it quickly went downhill to a free-for-all, which is my fault. I need to be better about what we talk about. I'm going to try to, as we move forward, I'll try to rein it in a little bit. Average age group on my channel, Mexico? I have no idea. Not without looking at the analytics. But I'm sure it would tell me. I just don't look. But I should. What would my last meal be? You mean if I were dying? On death row? I don't know. I don't think about that. Chef Mo. Yeah, you never know. He's got some good meals. I've made quite a few of them. And they are, not only are they good, but they are, they're Very inexpensive to make. Death Row Records. Ooh. Yeah, the Wagyu would be good. Yeah, I guess if you're gonna go out, you might as well go out with something big. An extremely saucy burger. Oh man, some people have been ripping me for that one. They said I put too much sauce on my burger. Of course, buttered toast and really big orange juice. Yeah, that would be good. Pizza, that's another good last one. Yeah, I got ripped for the saucy burger, Mexico. And you know what ticked me off is I was scrolling through another social media site, and this guy came on who put like 10 different ingredients into the meat and then slathered it with more sauce than I put on my burger, and everybody hailed him as, oh my god, it looks so good. And meanwhile, when he cut the burger open to show us how he cooked it, it was raw inside, and he had, I don't know, 12 to shreds. Anyway, I don't care. I enjoyed it. So looks like Einstein. Sure. Buttered glaze. Yeah, Bella, you're just on the George Washington thing, so that's okay. Yeah, hash browns are good, Funk. Do you put ketchup on your hash browns? I know people that do. Sauteed lamb kidneys, beef liver, bacon chop, fried egg. Yeah, he figured he was going out anyway, so he might as well. But that sounds awful. Napoleon's last meal, that wouldn't suit me. I have not crossed the Delaware. Dr. Emmett Brown, that's me. Yeah, I like ketchup on hash browns. I think it's good. Caleb has news. All right, Caleb, fire away. Whichever one you are, I'm not sure. Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. Oh, sorry, Mexico. Did I miss it? What did I miss? Oh, no, I can't. I'll miss everything else. Old school slurs. I missed it. What was the news, Mexico? Cheddar cheese and ketchup sandwich. I have not tried cheddar cheese with ketchup. I must have missed it, Mexico. I did not see it. I'm scrolling up now. I don't see what your news was. Oh, come on, Rosie. In the chat. Yeah, no, IHOP. Yeah, man, they used to be really good, and they're still good. They just they haven't run them very well in the last 10 or 15 years, so they're struggling a bit. Never been to Waffle House. 17th Light, nice. What's in the Waffle House big platter? Well, right now we're trying to kind of talking about food and how we like IHOP. Soul brought up IHOP, and I agreed that IHOP was good. So we're kind of on food right now, Carbon. Oh, I didn't see that, Mexico. Sorry. Bacon and hash browns are on point. But wait, what was in the? You said the Waffle House big platter. What else is in it? Clearly, it must have like hash browns, bacon, probably eggs, pancakes, right? Yeah, So yeah, I can't. For me, I don't. I've never been to a Waffle House, so I can't compare the two. But I do like IHOP. What I like about IHOP is they'll bring you hot syrup instead of just what sits on the table that's warm. All of that. Okay, I kind of figured it'd be something like that. Yeah, those big platters though now, I mean, I don't know what they cost at Waffle House, but geez, they're like 15, 18, 20 bucks at most places. And like Soul said, they used to be like $6.99 for some of their really good food. You know, I don't eat out a lot, in fact, not much at all anymore. It just doesn't. 12 bucks at Waffle House, that's a pretty good deal for that big breakfast. But yeah, Bill, I get that. I cook a lot at home just because I can make it the way I want it. Lots of hearts. Yeah, no, I like diners. Uh, I'll just call you Sizemore. Yeah, so that's probably true. Sounds like you were part of Welcome to the Boomtown by David and David there, Funk. That's an obscure reference. Most people won't know what it is. Russian prison. Well, I'm not eating space rock, so I'm going to keep eating whatever I want. Busy lady, how are you? Haven't seen you in a little bit. And as per usual, we're kind of off on a. We get focused in and then we run off on a tangent and then we try to come back to whatever it was we were talking about before, but we never seem to make our way back to that. We were talking about diners and diner food. So what was my professional career? I'm an entrepreneur. That's the best way to describe it. Yeah, you know that sometimes they don't notify. I got a notification about yours the other day. It said you were live, and I went to look at your live, and when I got there, it was over. So YouTube notified me, and you were no longer live. So I was like, well, that was disappointing, because I wanted to see what you were doing. I did not know that, Soul. An entrepreneur that does what? I don't know. I've had a variety of different businesses, so I don't know how to answer that. If you look at a couple of my videos, you'll see that I'm now I grow oysters as part of my business. Oh, fair enough. I've had that happen too, but I didn't know that busy, so it must have been that during that time. Because I clicked on it, I thought, well, is that YouTube? Or I just always assume it's YouTube screwing things up. Selling the old clarinet. Definitely not Palm Beach Pete. Yeah, I'm gonna but I gotta just make a point to go look, because I sometimes think YouTube doesn't notify people, even if they've signed up to get the notifications. Nick, what did you do before? What was your 9-to-5 job? And what are you doing now that you left your 9-to-5 job? Yeah, I don't do any of the Bella. I don't do any of the cooking of it. I grow the oysters, and then I have somebody harvest them for me, and then they take everything to restaurants that I sell. So I have no control over that. But I do know a lot of people that like to smoke oysters. When people come to my farm, we'll not this time of year, it's too dry, but we'll start a fire, and we'll just pop them open over the hot fire, and then the people will eat them raw. I know some people will put a little hot sauce or maybe a little lemon, but they like them raw. That's not for me, but yeah, I think they limit how many notifications you get sent or something, because I've got the bell on for a bunch of people, and I don't seem to get them either. So I've heard that the same as well. Yeah, you know, the funny thing, Busy, is I don't eat them. I grow them, but I don't eat them. And that's just me. I mean, I have eaten them. It's just not really my thing. Red salmon's good too. Mr. Elastic. Data analytics. Now I day trade. Oh, cool. Sorry, I missed that, Nick. Yeah, I've tried a little day trading. Not recently, but I've done it before. Too slimy? Yeah, I don't know what it is, if it's a taste, a texture, I don't even know. Yes, you did miss that. I just assumed that if you'd seen my videos, you would have seen that I posted a couple videos about the oysters, so. Yeah, I don't want to eat my stock, Busy. But I love a good piece of salmon. My favorite way to cook that is just to put it in a piece of foil, put some butter on it, and a little lemon, and maybe just some seasoning salt, and wrap it in the foil, and just bake it right in the foil like that. It's delicious. Oh, I wish I could grow chocolate. Holy smokes. I'd never leave the house if I could do that. Yeah, data analytics, that's beyond my scope. So it seems like, oh, everybody likes oysters, I guess. Funk, I can't. I don't have a license to ship them. But there's plenty of places you can buy them from. If you want to get some of our the best oysters, we actually have the largest oyster grower in the United States is in a town in Western Washington called Taylor Shellfish. You can actually buy it from their online store, and they'll ship them to you. Yeah, Nick, I know a lot of people like that. I grew up around people that to this day, some of the people are 80 years old. They've been eating oysters every day since they were 20. Mexican seafood's good. I love fish tacos, Bella. You ever had fish tacos? Oh, not Django Bonnie. Django, you're confusing me. Cacao beans, oh yeah. So when you say beans rock, Busy, you're referring to like baked beans, cacao beans, or maybe I'm finding the market. Yeah, you never know. The bean. Yeah, you know, Benny, I've never had Atlantic oysters, so, or Atlantic salmon. Maybe you're referring to Atlantic salmon. I don't know. No, you know what, Busy? I could. I like variety, but if you told me I could only eat 4 or 5 of my favorite things I'd be okay with it too. Chickpeas, yeah, oh yeah. Yes, you've had fish tacos, and man, are they good. What the hell are burrito tacos? Russell's Tasty Oysters. You know, I should probably think about upping it. The nice thing for when you just grow them is um, the tracing of the oysters. I don't want to get into the paperwork. The tracing of the oysters is every step of the way. From at this time of year, you have a half an hour to have them either on ice once they're harvested, or in a refrigeration truck, or in a refrigeration area. Wintertime it's different because it's colder outside, but from that point on, once they lift them off the beach, put them on their barge, then it's every step of the way. Before it makes it to the restaurant, there's probably half a dozen checkpoints of what time it was received, what time it was sent out. They document it really heavily. Creamy cheese sauce. Oh, that would be good, Bella. Green bean casserole. You know what? I can honestly say I've never had a green bean casserole. Can you eat them directly from water? Yes. I know a lot of people eat them every day that way. They just go open them on the beach and eat them. And they're nutritionally, not because I grow them, because it doesn't help me, but nutritionally, they're packed with nutrition, full of zinc. They're great for your immune system. Okay, Busy, hurry, come back. Do I hear you? Yeah, what inspires you to live stream? I don't know, I just thought it would be fun. Are you serious, Funk? Do you really do like oysters that much? What inspires me to live stream? I really don't know. Just to have fun, I guess. Funk, if you really like them, look up Taylor Shellfish. They're the largest commercial oyster grower in the United States. They're huge. And they have other stuff too, but if you like oysters, and you can get a variety of different oysters from them. They carry, the Pacifics are what we grow here, but you can get like Kumamoto's, the Olympia oyster. There's a couple other ones that they grow. And you can get clams. We don't get pearls here. Oh, you get PEI. Oh yeah, fair enough. I've heard good things about them. I think you might be surprised to find out that Taylor has tentacles all the way back there. I was online one day when I was talking about the oysters. And some guy said, oh, I like the oysters from this bay down in San Francisco. They're the best. I didn't have the heart to tell him that the company that he bought the oysters from got their seed from Taylor Shellfish. So the oysters he was eating were from the Puget Sound, even though they were grown in that bay. Anyway, mild brine. Okay, yeah, so you know about oysters. Oh, I didn't see it, Half Hawk. Obviously, I'm not in the same neighborhood as you, but I didn't get to see the sunset. It was kind of cloudy in where I'm at, or overcast, I should say. I am not familiar with Fleece Johnson. Like I said, the ones that I know the best is Taylor Shellfish, and they've been doing it for, God, the old man died 10, 12 years ago, and he was 90, and he'd been doing it all his life. So Taylor Shellfish has been around for, I don't know, 80 years, 90 years probably. Half Hawk, I don't really. I don't know. I just don't leave my general area much anymore. Used to all the time when I was younger, but now not so much. Me, did who Google what? My favorite places in Washington? I don't know. Any place around the water. I, which we have a lot of, as you know, but I don't know. I always kind of like Mukilteo is kind of cool. Peter Scully, yeah, that's me. Facts about Fleece. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about Fleece Johnson. I'll have to look him up. Favorite places? I really don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite place. I mean, I like it out on the coast a lot. I think that's always nice out there at the ocean beaches. Not as many people. I prefer less people. I have taken the Mukilteo Ferry. Not in a long, long time, but I've made that trek. It's actually a pretty take the ferry, and then go drive up and go to Deception Pass and all that, and head up that way. It's a pretty drive. Seriously, Fleece Johnson. I had never heard that name before, but I'm gonna look him up now. Well, not right now, but when I'm done. I have been to Ocean Shores many times, and I like all those. I like all the ocean beaches out there. I think it's beautiful. And I like that the beaches are, I mean, it's clearly not like California where it's warm, but the beaches are just every bit as beautiful up here. So you've heard of Fleece Johnson, Halfhawk? Now I gotta look him up. Make me feel stupid because he was in the oyster business. What? Are we talking about the same guy? Never heard of that. The one I'm reading about isn't anything to do with oysters. Yeah, it was saying he was like, they called him they called him the Booty Warrior. I'm just reading quickly. Oh, so that wasn't anything to do with the oysters. Got it. So that is being trolled. Lovely. I'll know better next time. I knew nothing about him till I just saw that. Huh. And Halfhawk, where are your favorite places in Washington? Didn't know that. But I know now. And so it's clearly somebody that's been here before who thinks it's funny. Okay, Busy, you said you had to go eat. So what did you have? Clearly you weren't having oysters. So what did you have to eat? excellent choice. Tacos are always good. Can we ask what you put on your taco? Oh, never mind that. Forget that question, Busy. Stupid question. Let's move on from that. I love talking about food, so. In fact, I just got some nice burritos shells today. A sensitive fella. Yeah, that's me. Pretty sure that most people would call me cold. Busy? No, I don't think that sensitive is would be on Green Lake, Mount Rainier, Lotus Lake. Cle, I like it over around Cle Elum too. That's beautiful. The North Cascades. Yeah, Whidbey's that's a beautiful place. Thank you, Michael. You mean Doc Emmett Brown? Must be the hair. Yeah, fair enough, Michael. It's just funny because I've been getting a lot of that. Christopher Lloyd. God, he's old now. He's like 80 something. Saw him. He did I think it was one of those conventions where he and Michael J. Fox were together. But oh, you're from the UK. Welcome aboard. I've always been an entrepreneur, Half Hawk. And as we were talking about the oysters, that's part of my business now. Hello, Javid and Survival Empire. Whatever floats your boat. Half Hawk, can I ask, when you say you're in tech, what does that mean? If you don't mind my asking. You don't have to say, obviously it's public forum, so. And I'm glad you're going to get to retire. That'll be nice. Ah, AI. Wow, cool. Busy, I agree. I love to be out on the water. Boating's great. No, we're not going to talk. What? I don't want to talk conspiracy theories. That's another rabbit hole I don't want to go down. And are you, so, do I like dogs? I love dogs. I have 2 dogs. And what is your conspiracy theory, Funk, that you would like to talk about? Busy, my dogs are, well, one of them's underneath my desk right here. She likes to sleep at my feet when I'm in here. So they're a mix of, the dad was a lab German Shorthair Pointer, and the mom was a purebred, lab Australian Shepherd, and the mom was a purebred German Shorthair Pointer. I had a German Shepherd when I was really little. They're good dogs too. I like all dogs, but my dogs look. If you look at them, you would kind of think they're labs because they got the black lab look. Although in person They're a lot of brown in their coats because of the mom from the pointer. Yeah, no, German Shepherds, I like them a lot. I like pit bulls too. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I think they're good dogs. I've never had a bad experience with them. I mean, if I were younger, I might take a flyer on getting a Belgian Malinois. I love those dogs. I love their athleticism and how smart they are, and I think they'd be a fun dog to have. But I'm kind of a big fan of labs, I guess, mostly for me. Yeah, I agree with you about dogs. They don't care what you look like, smell like, what you eat. They don't care at all, and they just look at you and they just love you for no reason sometimes. But yeah, no, I think dogs are amazing, and they have feelings. I know people think a lot of non-dog people don't agree with that. Wait, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Busy. And yes, I agree. They are man's best friend. Yeah, it's tough losing your dog. Uh, I remember I had a black lab. Well, I had a German Shepherd when I was really little, and then a black lab that passed away when I was, I don't know, 25. And it's hard because they're such a big part of your life. I mean, they're with you, especially when you're home, they're with you all the time. But mine go, anytime I'm going in the car, uh, they want to go. So I try to take them as much as possible. I'm assuming, Busy, you probably did the same thing. You, wherever you go in Half Hawk, you probably too, right? Your life kind of revolves around the dogs. Yeah, you Half Hawk, you get no argument from me on that. I think dogs are, I don't know, I like them a lot. I had cats when I was a kid too, Busy. Never had chickens or roosters, but I had cats. Sorry to hear that, Funk, about your beagle. I don't look forward to yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. It's a hard thing. Yeah, we had a cat come home with us that stuck into our car at the grocery store and stayed for a long time after. Yeah, actually snuck into the back of the car. We had no idea. We got home, we're like, well, what's that sound? And there was a cat. Didn't know who to take it back to because back then there were no chips or anything, so she just stayed. Maybe I did sign the Declaration of Independence, you never know. Snuck into the car, yeah, I was about 4 years old maybe. Yeah, and it was a nice little cat, friendly, and somebody must have dumped it because there's no way it would have been at that store. Yes, Busy. I think that's probably it. Or maybe I don't know. I don't know why the cat picked us, but picked our car, and that was it. No, I was there. I signed the Declaration of Independence. If you go back and look at all the paintings, I'm right in the middle. I got the white hair. And for those guys had wigs. Mine isn't a wig. What car do I drive now? Oh, I don't talk about my cars here. Yeah, I agree with you, Halfhawk. I think the animals choose us. I don't think we get to pick them. I think we delude ourselves into thinking we've picked them, but they know right away who they like and who they don't. Oh, that'll be fun. Seahawks game. Yeah, busy. You got to find one that you'll. I mean, you obviously have no pets. They'll choose you, and you'll know. Who are they even playing? I haven't even looked at the schedule. Who are they playing on Saturday? Not that it really matters for the preseason, but who are they playing on Saturday? Maybe the orange one was just playing hard to get, which would be par for the course for a cat. But yeah, no, you'll know. Hello, Daniel. Thanks for joining us. Sports highlights. Cool. Busy. That's a good video, but yeah, it would be funny. But it's probably trying to make you playing hard to get and making you chase. That's my professional opinion. Daniel does sports highlights. Let's see. Oh, very cool. Oh yeah, Schwarber hit the home run today into the cornfield. Yeah, I promise I'm going to get to one of your lives, Busy. Next time I get notified, I'll run over there and take a look. I was disappointed this last time I didn't get to see it. Excuse me. Yeah, I have to go do that. When you say it's usually late, like late this time of night or later than what we're talking about now? Yeah, you're looking for the one that wants to sit on your lap, aren't you? And curl up in a nice little ball. and then headbutts you on the chin when they want food. Yeah, the snugglers are nice. Wait, not stay up till 8 a.m. You're really going late on yours. That is the first time I've ever heard that, Friday. I will have to look that one up. Midnight my time. Okay. Well, I rarely sleep, so if I'm up, I might try to remember and do that. Wait. Biz, are you serious about that, or are we just being punked? Serious question. That's me, Christopher Lloyd. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Daniel Stern. Is that who you're thinking of? The cop. I don't remember the cop. I remember the Daniel Stern guy. You know, it's busy for me. It's just interesting whether it's a compliment or not to see what they're actually thinking. I get so many. Roger Waters I got earlier tonight. Had that a few times recently too. You're being serious, Biz. Okay, well, yeah, okay. Biz, I don't know how to advise you on that. You know, Busy, that's a good idea. I should write them down. I do get the doc a lot from Back to the Future. Favorite movie, favorite number? Don't know. That's too hard. Favorite number? I don't know. And favorite movie? I don't really have a favorite movie. You're gonna back. That's. I guess you got somebody's got to go after you. Better. It's better that it's you. I need a favorite number. Number 2. That's funny. I think it's good that you can make fun of yourself a little bit. Most of us in today's world take ourselves entirely too seriously. Do you have any vids of the dogs? Yes, I do. Hang on, give me a second here. I'll go over this other. I haven't done one in a while, but I did them all on. I shouldn't say all. I've got some live streams that I've done of the dogs. You'd have to scroll back a little ways, quite a ways actually. But I also have a bunch of shorts that I've done of them. Recently I haven't, but I've got some dog shorts. And I've posted quite a few of those. So you can see what they look like. So there's quite a few, and the live streams are there too, but in my shorts is probably the easiest place to find the stuff. And you'll see that they're extraordinarily spoiled. Yeah, not trying to send you my videos, but that way you can see the dogs. In fact, that and my scenery stuff were the only lives I'd done until, I mean, I was never in front of the camera, so this is all new in the last 3 weeks. I'm busy. You said my time, so I can't remember what. I'm not asking where you're at, just the time zone. I think you're on the East Coast. Yep. Okay. I thought it had been mentioned before, but oh yeah, so it's late for you, or early, depending on how you look at it. Billy Idol. That is absolutely another first. Isaac Newton. Don't know what Isaac Newton looked like, but all right. Billy Idol was a crazy dude. Yeah, Billy Idol was crazy for sure. He is crazy. I don't know. Pee Wee Herman? Oh no, not Pee Wee Herman. Did I ever see Billy Idol live? I did not. I mean, I've seen him in person. I never saw him perform live. I know, busy. It's okay. I got it. Oh, Pradpa. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Well, I wasn't consistently on Pradpa. I apologize. I've been hit and miss. Heart was an excellent. They were an excellent band. The Wilson sisters were amazing musicians. They started at a little place. One of the places they started at was a little place called Pearl Mars Pavilion in a little town called Bremerton, if you're familiar with it. And used to go see them and an opening act for like $3. Crazy. Never seen Rob Zombie either. But like you say, I've heard good things about his shows. God, I haven't been to see a concert in forever. I love live music. Oh, that would be a good show, Busy. Haven't seen Papa Roach. Yeah, some of these people, it's not necessarily just the music. It's how they draw in a crowd. How good are they at that, right? Like from my era, somebody like Freddie Mercury was, or David Lee Roth. Those guys were, not that they were comparable vocally. They're not even remotely comparable, but the way they could get the crowd, going. And I'm sure Papa Roach like that. Am I a fan of any sports team? I just like watching sports. I don't really have a yeah, I do know that, Busy. Bill Clinton. Okay. It must be the white hair that inspires this, because I look at the face and I don't see that. And somebody said tonight about my nose, it doesn't look, in person, it doesn't look the same as it does on camera, because these cameras don't, I don't know, they don't encapsulate it properly. Because it doesn't look that way in person. But anyway, that's fine. Yeah. And it's funny, when you see my hair when it's wet, when I get out of the shower, it doesn't look this white. You can still see a little, but the light hair is, I don't know if it's lighter or whatever it is, but it kind of, you don't see any of the dark hair when I'm sitting here. You do when it's wet, but not now. But it's been this way for quite a while, so. Sorry, Kristen said hello. I missed that. I apologize. Kristen Thomas, if you're still here, I apologize. The screen went past. And then there's Kristen. Hello, Kristen. Busy, will you go live tonight as well? If you don't mind my asking. Theoretical physics? My thoughts? I don't know anything about theoretical physics. It's outside my scope. Hello, Mick. Friday the Boxer. And do you have thoughts on theoretical physics, Friday? I know enough to know that it's not a light subject. Cuban? No. Why do I need a hair transplant? The Big Bang Theory. That's interesting. I'm sure it's some pretty heavy reading, Friday. Yeah, again, Friday, I wouldn't have any idea. But when you start to delve into some of these things like you're talking about, you discover a lot of things that the average people just simply don't consider. And you can quickly go down a rabbit hole about, not in a bad way, just there's so much information in some of these like that. I imagine it's just massive. Hmm. Theories of possibilities. Wow. So in other words, that could be an endless array of ideas. That's pretty cool. Um, Interstellar. Yeah, somebody recommended that to me, and I haven't gone to watch it. You know what? I don't watch a lot of movies anymore, so I'm not watching anything. I don't even remember what the last thing I watched on Netflix was. I like to watch some of the documentaries they have on there, but again, I haven't watched any of that stuff in a long time either. And I guess what I'm amazed about is how many, whether it's programs, series or movies, are being made directly to Prime and or Netflix. And we don't even see them anywhere else, which is it's odd for me. Because in years past, it was movies were in the theater, TV shows were on TV, and you were kind of limited. Now there's so many streaming services, and they're not just streaming old stuff now, they're streaming, new stuff. What are you watching on there, if anything, Friday? I like movies. I don't seek them out much anymore. I used to love going to movies, but for some reason I don't know, just don't. No, I've got time to see movies. I just don't. Max Stewart fails to save the universe. Hmm. Haven't heard of it, but I'll write it down. I actually would. Do I like fishing? Eh, again, another thing that I don't really do much anymore. Used to enjoy it, but I don't do it much anymore. Spin off of the Big Bang Theory. Got it. A paralegal? I am not a paralegal. And yes, I'm George Washington. Busy, I thought you left us. I got scientist earlier. That was pretty good. Thank you very much, Friday. I appreciate that. Yeah, paralegal. That's a first for that. That's funny. Where were you on my last vacation? I don't remember the last time I went on vacation. Mexico, you're still here? You've been sitting on the sidelines. Yeah, what's a vacation? Why not a vacation, Kristen? I don't know. I'm pretty content where I'm at, and plus, I'm busy. That wasn't directed at you, busy lady. I'm just me personally. I'm busy. So, I just don't go. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but staycation next week. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it's funny because you live in certain areas and you realize how much of your areas or state or whatever that most of us don't see. Try and go somewhere. Okay, I'll figure something out. I'm with you, busy. I heard I met this guy who was a pilot one time down in California, and he flew for the UCLA transplant program. They'd go all over the country and pick up transplants. Anyway, that's an aside, but he was a pilot. And he was older at the time, so this is probably, I don't know, late 80s, probably almost 40 years ago. And he said there's only two places you can be. You can either be home or away from home. And where do you want to spend your time? And he'd been, because he'd flown all over the place, he wanted to be at home. Mexico, thanks for coming. Please come back. Okay, Mexico, and don't lurk in the background next time. Chime in. Why is it bad for your mental health, Cuban? I didn't say I'm home all the time. I just said I don't go on vacations. It's not like I'm a hermit, but I just don't care to travel. Yeah, I don't get cabin fever, so I'm good, but I still go out. No, I have not gotten Alex Trebek. That's a first. Yeah, the funny thing about him is he was, looking back now, you realize he kind of took it for granted. I know this is kind of an aside from what he looks like or I look like him, but he was a really good host. Alex Trebek. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I find it interesting that where people, how they view me like that, because when I look in the mirror or see myself on camera like now, I don't see those things because I see myself differently. Chris and I kind of, yeah, I think it might be a good place to be. Mexico, I thought you already left. Oh, wait. But Mexico, please come back. Isaac Newton. Had that a couple times earlier too. Well, that's because of the way my hair rolls back. If I don't comb it, it's a lot curlier than it is now. If only I could play the piano like Beethoven. I think I can play chopsticks, and that's about it. I see lots of people putting stuff, smiley faces and hearts and stuff. That's nice. Oh, maybe he did mean that. I don't know. I didn't even think about the dog. Yeah, maybe he did. Who knows? I don't care. Well, look at the bright side. If it was the dog, Beethoven was a big, lovable dog. So either way, I'll take it as a compliment in my mind. Well, I haven't thought about that show in a long time. What am I going to do on the weekends? Oh, haven't planned that far in advance. And I suppose I should probably start thinking about it since it's not very far away. Maybe I should just sit here and do a live for 24 hours. I couldn't do that. I couldn't sit here that long. Who the heck is Grandma Coco? Cuban, what do you do on the weekends? Since you asked me, I'll ask you back. What do you do on the weekends? Well, that's cool. A lot of stuff to do. Okay. Yeah, weekends are in the country are nice, for sure. Richard Gere. Heard it. That's the first time tonight for Richard Gere. You're right, I gotta start writing these down. Richard Gere vibes. Yeah. Yeah, busy. I go through this a lot on my live streams. But I hadn't had Richard Gere tonight, but I've had it before. Yeah, I hope so. Busy. I hope you're right about that. He's a good actor. He's done a lot of good. Had a lot of good movies. Oh, thank you, Savin. I've done a lot of those scene stuff, scenery things. That appeals to me, so I try to post them. I love sunny days. Yeah, sunny days are nice. Had a good day where I'm at. It was, I don't know, upper 70s, but sunny, perfect, not too hot. Oh, I'm not going to do this. Yes, Kristen, West Coast. And you, Kristen, West Coast? Yeah, for sure. I like it when it's like that. I mean, I don't mind when it gets hot, but when you get those 70, between 75 and 80, I think those are perfect days. I haven't even looked at the weather for tomorrow. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. We haven't had rain in a while, so it'd be nice to get some of that. It's kind of a personal question, Cuban. Sorry, I'm checking the weather now that it came up. I want to see what we got going. Well, looks like it's supposed to be similar to today. Hang on, I just gotta let the dog out. He goes. Quiet. Are you checking your weather as well, Kristen? Yeah, I think she was getting probably too hot underneath there. She's probably out on the couch now. Isaac Newton. I do understand that gravity, yeah, but I did not discover it. Oh yeah, speaking of that, I forgot to turn my hose off. Oops. Need to go out and do that after I'm done here, which I need to kind of sign off. Sir Isaac Newton. Yeah, Savan, sorry, I didn't give you enough credit for liking my video. I appreciate that. Great Scott. Yep, that's me, Doc. None of the above, Cuban. Nope. And I probably need to wind this down. I'm getting tired. Nature is a great beverage. Yes, I agree. I mean, honestly, water is perfect. Cuban, you ask a lot of questions. Thanks for reminding me about the hose, Kristen. Yeah, really need to get going. But please come back and have some fun. I'm gonna try to rein in the conversation a little better next time. That's a good yes song, Gary. Yeah, Kristen, thanks for stopping by. Cuban, I understand. Or Caleb, or whoever you are. I get it. But I really do need to wind it down and sign off because I'm getting tired and I need to... Sorry, Marty already left. He took the DeLorean. Oh, sorry, busy. I do need to sign off. I'm getting worn out. I love the conversation. I'm just getting tired. So, But I'm going to try to catch her live next time. Maybe tonight. I don't know if I can. If I'm up, I just need to go lie down. Anyway, thanks for everybody for coming, and I will see you again soon. Hopefully, this was a good conversation night. I got to start writing down all my lookalikes. I will, Busy. Thank you. Bye, Cuban, and bye everybody else who's watching. Thanks so much for coming. Exactly. I got to fire it down. Thanks, everybody.